Again, ultimate team player, put his face right in his chest, halted him, cleared that spot for Schuster to make that throw. Great job, receiver, getting up the field immediately, no dancing around. Excellent first down pickup on 3rd and long.
Schuster looking a lot more comfortable in this game than he did in week 1 as we hit the midway point of the first quarter. St. Francis up 7-0 after a blocked punt. Schuster hands to Sanders. Got a little bit of room, but he doesn't get much further than the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, got to get out, get that linebacker. That's tough when you can't pick up the Mike linebacker. He's going to make a lot of plays. H-back had to help the tight end just a little bit, want him to come off and get that middle linebacker on that play, just could not slip off to go get him. Again, we're seeing that heavy set. Got HN tight end, just a couple wide receivers. Protection-wise and run game, give you more blockers at the point of attack, and that's what they're looking for.
2nd and 9. Schuster keeps it himself, looking to throw. He's got a man right at the sticks, and he hits him. First down.
Boy, real
but
late
we have
flag.
Another flag out there.
Real late. Oh, legal man downfield. That's the one issue on a late RPO throw as that was. He wanted to get that out to the flat immediately. Had to hold it, roll out a little bit. Did find a receiver, but the linemen have no idea as they're trying to climb the linebackers. And once you pass that 2-yard mark, you're in trouble in no man's land. That's what they called there. So that's why that was a late flag.
Bailey Brooks did a good job getting open right at the first down marker. Unfortunately, this one, as you said, that's going to come back.
Well, you made a really good call, Coach, and he looks far more poised and relaxed. And not like he was panicky last week, but just a little bit more firm. And I see his receivers spotting up and showing their chest. And there's nothing better than when you're running around, you see a chest of a receiver, you can pop that ball just as that play did right there.
Well, Coach said it. Coach O, that is, that they need better play from the quarterback, can't have the turnovers. But a lot of times, and it's not Schuster's maybe fault entirely, he's trying to do so much with that young team, maybe pressing a little bit after getting behind, trying to make something happen. And seems much more poised today.
Yeah, and probably the focus all week was, listen, hey, you take care of you. I know the young guys are young. We'll make stuff happen. Relax and play your game in a free way, and he's really doing that today.
So the penalty brings up 2nd and 14. It's dumped over to Sanders, but Sanders can't get the edge. He's brought down right at the line.
Well, I'll tell you, that is a fantastic play by Drew Wheat right there. Open field on a really good, Gregory Holmes on a really good running back right there in open space. That's a tough play. It's a good tackle for St. Francis. I like the read, too, though. He got the ball out of his hand, didn't see his primary receiver, 1 and 2. Spit it out there to the flat, see if he can make something happen. They just make a good defensive play.
Trips to the right for Schuster, facing another 3rd and long. They come after him, and this one's going to be intercepted. Up and over the top they go to bring it in, and that is an interception.
I'll tell you what, he did a really nice job, again, of moving slightly. Great blitz pickup. They had a twist at the top. He pushed up slightly. He puts that ball on target. That's a big play. That's too high. It's a little bit too high and overshot his receiver, and, of course, who's in front of the defender, and it goes over his head.
Well, and Garrett standing just 5'8".
Correct.
With that high snap, or by that high ball there. It was easy pickings for the defensive back, and now for the first time, the Cougars have the ball straight up the gut. That is Drew Wheat, and he picks up about 5.
You could see a little setup here. Got a couple of big fellas in front of the receivers and some stack look, little tight ends. See if they don't shoot that ball out there pretty quick one of these times. It's like a bubble look.
Once again, Pyle pushing close to that first down mark.
Drew Wheat with the carry.
Drew Wheat had 108 yards on the ground last week, and 3 receptions for 56 as well. So he can get it done on both ends. It's going to be a first down. St. Francis, they like to wing the ball around, Coach. 300 passing yards per game so far this season.
And they start out with 2 runs, which I'm sure they're not inclined to do too often. And here we go, first time in the air.
Little slant going to be brought in by Colin McPeak. Josh Kolka, as you said, he's a graduate, and he is from Chippewa Valley.
He first went to Wayne State and then moved over here to St. Francis. Very accurate passer, very natural thrower. You see he's got a quick motion, a lot of shifting, a little bit of motion used by St. Francis. Try and get eyes in different spots out of the defenders.
Handoff up the middle again. Pyle isn't going to get too far, maybe a gain of 2. Yeah, Kolka from Chip Valley, throwing at a 68% clip so far this year. Thrown for 600 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Last year in this game, he was 15 of 19 for 280 and 5 touchdowns.
That's efficiency personified.
On second down, handed off again. Good cut by Wheat. He picks up 5. He's across the 40 to the 41, setting up 3rd and short.
Boy, and Xavion again, who was super active from that safety position, is up there to make that tackle. Give us a chance to get off the field here on 3rd down.
So St. Francis here on their opening drive, looking to keep it going on their own 41. Hand off to Wheat again. He's got the first down and a whole lot more. He's going to take this one to the house unless he can get caught, and he is at the 10. Great job there tracking him down. That is Justin Greer-Sykes. Way to stay with it, but a huge pickup.
Just missed that tackle on right off the tackle. Running back makes a good cut. Our head's down just a little bit, and that's all it takes for a big, strong back. Great hustle, make that tackle. Again, give us a chance to make a stop here. Hold them to a field goal would be a win for us.
Kolk goes to the air, and that's going to be an incomplete pass once again, looking for McPeak out there. So unusual so far for the Cougars, keeping it on the ground.
Well, when you're running at 5 a clip and you bust it for 45, that's what you're going to do a little bit. And then they go to the, let's be honest, that's a run play. Get the ball on the edge, run play. They put a tight end out there, do some blocking. He just threw a little bit behind his receiver.
So far this year, only averaging 67 yards per game on the ground. Picked up nearly that on 1 run, down to the 10. And we're going to get a timeout on the field with 1:43 to go in the first. Lawrence Trek trails 7-0, and the Cougars of St. Francis from Fort Wayne, Indiana, in position to find the end zone one more time. Now, Coach, this is a battle of first-year coaches on both sides of the ball. We talked about Coach O, first year here at Lawrence Tech. Adam Sherman in his first season as well for St. Francis. After 3 seasons as the offensive coordinator, he was the Mid-State Football Association Assistant of the Year last year as the OC. So well-deserved promotion when you're putting up 77 in a couple of games there. They were a playoff team a year ago, losing in the first round to Southwestern. Sherman played at St. Francis, so he is home.
You see a lot of programs will do that. A head coaches can move on for the reasons they move on, and they promote within. Keep things consistent. It really helps your team stay that way.
Kolka keeps it himself this time. He's going to be down to the 4.
So, again, that's more of a true power right there. He's going to fake the jet, want to get a little action out of the linebackers. Them's going wide. QB keeps it, fouls a big fella, folding up inside on the linebacker who remains. Now the little wildcat set here.
Hand it off, and he is in. touchdown. St. Francis, the Cougars, Drew Wheat striking. Huge drive from him on the opening drive here for St. Francis. Let's take another look, Coach.
Excellent blocking scheme. They just wall off when they need to wall off. It creates that spot, and I really like Wheat's vision and just hitting the hole quickly and not doing a lot of tap dancing.
So Drew Wheat, 6 carries for 71 yards on that drive. Obviously the huge one, 49 yards down to the 10. And just like that, St. Francis has a 14-0 lead with a $1:10 here to play in the first quarter.
And I would imagine as you look at rosters and you start, first of all, you look at age and maturity of a college football player, and then you look at 30 to 40 to 50 pounds difference, my O-line versus their D-line. And they're going to say, guys, we're gonna execute our run game strong. We'll throw the ball. I'm sure they'll be throwing the ball. But they're going to execute that run game strong so that they get better in that. And it's a credit to the staff because you want to work on some things if you get an opportunity to, and this is one for St. Francis. On our side, we got to use our quickness like we did last week, make some of those stops, and see if we can't get in the face of the running back early before he gets going downfield.
Well, Coach, you don't want to harp on it too much, but then you bring in the size, but the experience factor maybe more than anything. This was a playoff team a year ago, and you're going up against a lot of guys who are playing maybe for only the second time in their college career, if not their very first college game.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Got an absolute conglomeration of first year and second year players out there, or game, excuse me.
So John brings this one in again, gets it across the 20. And that's where the Blue Devils will try to make it happen. About the same spot as they did the last possession. Going to be the 23-yard line this time.
We had a couple of nice plays on third down and 3rd and 14, one in particular. Again, I think a key for us is, number one, adding that larger size. You get a tight end H-back plus your running back. You got 3 extra guys who can help block, and we're hitting that slot receiver often in some good spots to get first downs. Let's get a couple here and get this drive rolling.
Schuster coming off the interception in the red zone on the last possession. He has it. Fires to the outside. That's Charlie Ward. Big fella. Makes a good move to get to the 30.
Again, out of there in a 12 personnel, 1 back and 2 tight ends, and then using him as the RPO instead of the slot receiver. Safety's playing deep off him. They're going to walk up an edge player, so it gives a little bit more room for him to catch that on that fake. Nice little play right there.
Jasonowski now in the backfield. Schuster on 2nd and 3. Fakes it to him. Rolling to his right. Fires to the 40. And that is brought in by T.J. Byard.
Boy, phenomenal job right there in the boot. Again, they're having some success on the run, and what that opens up is a fake and either QB keep or in that case get around the edge. Again, receiver coming back to the football, not just hanging out in an open spot, showing him his chest and numbers, coming back to it. Big first down right there. Got a good drive going.
We're still right up here.
Got 5 seconds to play in the quarter. Looks like the Blue Devils are going to let this one run out. And they do. Snap just after the whistle. So after 1 quarter of play, St. Francis, the Cougars, have a 14-0 lead over your Blue Devils after 1. The takeaway, Coach, at least for me so far, Schuster, very calm so far. Done a good job in spreading the ball all around. The rushing game, though, we have yet to see break open.
Yeah, I think we've had some little chunk plays. It's been enough to influence the defense so we can do something off them. We kept the ball on one. Schuster had a wonderful gain, and then that last one is a boot play for a big first down and a pass. I think the other takeaway for me is the defense giving up the rush game early. If you remember last week, the All-American, he only had 44 yards at half, and then ran for almost 180 in the second half itself. So they're a little bit, and again, I am sure, and we are sorry to say, but we haven't had it too deep because coaches, I'm sure, trying to put it together pretty close to probably yesterday. Bottom line is he's just got some new players in new spots.
Well, and they may have caught him off guard on that first drive because, as we said, the Cougars come in here. They sling this ball all over the place. They come in averaging 367 a game, 300 through the air, just 67 per game on the ground. And on that opening possession, 6 carries for 71 yards for Wheat. And, of course, he broke the long one. But big plays so far have been the Achilles heel, that 49-yard run, and, of course, the blocked punt for a touchdown.
Absolutely.
On first down, Schuster got plenty of time, nowhere to go, though. Then he is brought down. Shoestring tackle there, and it's going to be a loss of yardage. Michael Fuller.
Loss of 1 there. Again, I'm very impressed by both running backs stepping up and picking blitzes. That time they came from the outside. We got out there, made a little cut block. Schuster did a good job pushing up, just could not find a receiver breaking through. 1-yard loss. 2nd down, 11.
So Schuster now goes back to the air. No, he has a pitch. And that's over to Jasonowski, but he only gets back to the original line of scrimmage.
And Springfield coming off the edge right there, getting down low, making a good tackle. Bring the running back to the ground. That's the objective. You're making a tackle. It's not always about a smash hit. You want to get the running back, receiver, whomever it is, on the ground, and that's what he did right there.
So facing 3rd and long one more time are the Blue Devils. They were 6 of 13 on 3rd down last week against Marion. And they're going to come to the sideline for a timeout.
This is another issue run into with new guys in the game. Again, 1st or 2nd college game, and getting a formation from the sideline. They don't like the huddle. They want to signal everything in. Someone misses a signal, so we have to take a timeout here, get everything right. And a good job by Coach. He's just calmly getting in there. Hey, guys, we got to get this way. Don't get overexcited. Just got to take care of business. We're all learning, and that's what he knows.
Schuster's done a good job spreading the ball around so far. He has found 5 receivers. Garrett has 2 grabs for 39 yards. Big pickup of 27. TJ Byard, 2 grabs as well for 26. And Charlie Ward getting in on the action today. With the injuries, he's found himself with a pair of catches. The junior out of Rochester High School. So it will be 3rd and long one more time. Four wide for the Blue Devils as they try to keep this drive alive. Got to get to the 49 on the other side. Schuster stepping around everybody, but he is eventually squashed by a pair of players. Joshua Ziza in there.
Yeah, it's another situation. It's just so hard. You want to make that play. You want to get all that yardage. Didn't have anything developing. Kept looking downfield. Late movement. Did secure the football as he got hit really hard on that. Tried to escape right there out of the pocket. Got to get a good punt right here. Logan Tackett, yeah, he had a big game last week. First touchdown catch. A lot of good things out of him. And we haven't seen him today, so he is another one of the players. That's a big loss.
Absolutely. 4 catches last week, his first touchdown. He's not out there as well. Charlie Ward coming in at the tight end. Buddy Banks. And you're not just losing guys on your 2 deep, Coach. You're losing starters. You're losing guys you count on.
And then the other aspect of that is 100%, and then you lose a returner. You might lose a wing and a blocker and a kick return. It affects every facet of the game. Well, Coach, how did the 2 offensive things you just mentioned affect the defense? Well, you don't get the best returns you get. Last year we had great returns. Last week we had great returns. Things of that nature. It's just a trickle-down effect.
Second drive now for the Cougars of St. Francis. They've done a good job on the ground after the first possession, so they keep it on the ground. Drew Wheat bouncing around, finds a little bit of room and picks up 3.
Like how he presses that hole, and he presses the hole, meaning he's going where he's supposed to go, and then he bounces late after he presses and actually makes contact with people, ends up picking up 3 yards there instead of a loss of 2.
So brings up 2nd and 7. Chris Mullen is in motion. Now 3 receivers in the bottom, and he's heading that way. It's Colin McPeak with his second grab, but great defense there. They smother him right away.
Again, you take a look at RPOs are evolving all the time, and you can see right there, it looks very much like play action. Quarterback says, wait a minute, that corner, he's way too far off. I'm going to do a little play action, get his eyes inside here, and then pop that out to my little hitch route. Picked up 7 yards, 3rd and short.
3rd and short. Receiver stack. Now they are going in motion. 3 now at the top. It's Kulka. They're coming after him. The ball goes in and out of the hands of McPeak. Great job by the Blue Devils. And that brings up a 4th down.
Martell right in the back hip, got his hand up in there, knocked that ball out. Excellent defensive play. This is a little bit more reminiscent of what we saw last week. Coming up with a stop, their end of the field. Let's get a little return game here going. Put us out somewhere maybe by the 50 would be awesome. See if we can't get a short field for us.
Yeah, Martell, the sophomore captain, made things happen last week, doing it again here. And the Cougars forced to punt it. Not a good one, though it does take a friendly bounce. And it's still going. And it'll finally come to a stop at the 27.
Well, I'll tell you, any time in sports, and anybody tell, it doesn't matter what the sport is. All of a sudden, you know, you're down players, you're down. They get the roll. They had the punt that rolled all the way from literally the 50-yard line to the 1. They get the roll. It's not a good hit, well-struck punt. They get the roll that pushes that thing 15 yards deeper in LTU territory. But let's get this ball, make some things happen before half. Let's get a score before half. I know that's the goal right here.
That's exactly what they did last week. Second quarter, the Blue Devils turned things up, made it a 14-7 game at the break. Hand off to Sanders. He has just got nowhere to go. Brought down just maybe a yard beyond the line of scrimmage.
So again, you see that press hole right there, but when he goes to bounce, there's the next player. Defenses love to make a running back bounce to a free player who's not blocked, and that's a result of that. Good effort by Keon. Just too many guys right there at the point of attack.
That's Travion Hunter. Second down, 9 to go. Blue Devils on their own 29. Schuster goes to the air, and that one just out of the reach there. A little bit of a long throw there for Bailey Brooks, who tried to bring it in, the senior from Livonia Churchill.
Yeah, we try as QBs, we really want to put that ball in the chest of our receivers. Develops a lot of trust, knowing that we're going across, probably into a lot of traffic. I really like the play call, had some blocking in front, just got connected in the chest of the receiver.
So here we go, Coach, another 3rd and long. This time Schuster's got 3 receivers bunched up there on the bottom of your screen. 10:53 to go. Schuster hit as he throws, and he was knocked down at the 20. Really no chance on that one, and Lawrence Tech will once again have to kick it away.
Yeah, the DN just absolutely bent that corner real quickly, knowing, pinning my ears back, they got to be throwing the ball down the field. Not much of a chance at all, as you mentioned, Ryan, on that one. That's a tough one right there.
Carter Dixon back to kick it. 5 punts last week, long of 46. First one today did not go so well, though. He was swallowed up, and that ball was taken back by Adoba for a touchdown. He's back on the 15. This time the kick is away, end over end. Fair catch is called and brought in by Bo Braun. Hey, Westfield, Indiana, the freshman, giving his team fairly decent field position. They've got it at the 31 after a 3-and-out on the last time. We'll see if that Blue Devil defense can step up one more time.
You can see the difference in a good snap. Past 2 punts have been good snaps. We got it off. They have the same exact outside pressure, but on the first one we had to leap, if you remember, and grab that high one, and that was what caused the time for them to get a block.
So here comes Kolka handing it off again. Wheat lowered the shoulder, but did not get too much. He's up to the 34.
Tackle made by Charlie Weber and Cooper Collins.
Well, I'll tell you what, Weber came flying up on that one. Great job getting into that B gap.
Defense playing the run much better here on the past 2 possessions. Kolka's going to the air, finds his running back. That is Wheat again. Again, short gain. Going to set up a 3rd and 4.
Schmidt with a great tackle right there. Again, open field with running backs. Man, that is really, really tough on linebackers in particular. We've seen a couple of really stellar plays, one on each side of the ball here for both teams. Nice job right there. Let's get this punt set up
Schmidt
for
had
us.
a great week last week, the defensive player of the week for the Blue Devils. Stepping up again, and they're coming after the QB. He's going to be swallowed up. Got the throw away, but man, he was brought down as they came with that linebacker straight up the middle.
Yeah, and that's our leader. That's our leader right there, coming up with a big play, forcing an errant pass right there. Mr. Snyder, great job. We'll see it right here. Thought we were going to have a replay on that one. He came right up the middle, untouched. Great job ripping in there. And on the other side of the ball, Kolka could have had a 15, 16-yard loss. Instead, got rid of the ball. You'll see it right here. Got it out of his hands and towards the receiver area, just so he doesn't suffer the loss.
Yeah, and those 2 linebackers, Schmidt.
The S&S crew, right?
Yes, sir.
Schmidt and Snyder.
Punt is away and still bouncing. Going to be down at the 24-yard line. That seems to be the spot for LTU to begin their drive. This time, once again, hoping for a little bit more.
It's such a tough one for the punt returner. You want to play it up, and then you kick it over your head. You play it deeper, and it bounces 2 times. You'd love them to catch that football. About on average, it's between 12 and 16 yards. You let it bounce. It continues to roll. It's a whole first down plus. Want to come catch that ball. Hopefully they'll make an adjustment the next time we make them punt.
So here comes Schuster one more time. Looking to put a drive together for the first time today. He's in trouble again, though. Brought down. James Matthews getting in there. The big fella. 334, the senior out of Florida.
Yep.
He picks up the sack.
Boy, did he move well in that one. Excellent hands to get the hands of the offensive lineman down to begin. Got inside, swallowed Kolka right there. Big loss. I love the call. Get it out on first down like that. They're expecting run. Try and hit him. Excellent play by the defensive line right there.
And Schuster has not had a lot of time here the past couple of possessions. After being clean for the first few, he's been under heavy pressure the last couple, and looks like they're coming again. Schuster steps up, and he's got room. Great job using the feet there to get up to the 29.
Absolutely, much more manageable. We got about a 5 yard, 6 yards to go here on third down. Excellent little QB draw right there. Good job by Schuster getting up the field.
So third and manageable now. It's going to be about 5 or 6 to go.
Love to pick this one up. Be a big first down for us. Keep this drive alive again. Get a score before half. Defense is playing much better.
Jalen Johnson in motion, comes into the slot. Schuster dumps it over to him over the middle, but not much there. Just a gain of 2. And it looks like the Blue Devils are going to have to kick this one away again.
Again, excellent blitz pickup that time. He's doing a really good job. Keon picking up those blitzes come from inside by big linebackers, full steam. Just didn't get quite enough on that one.
So it will be Carter Dixon one more time. Back to receive, Bo Braun.
Bo Braun received for St. Francis.
Fair catch last time. Kick is away. A high, tight spiral this time. And Braun once again forced to call the fair catch.
By Bo Braun.
And his Cougars will take over from here.
It's quite interesting past few possessions. They're somewhere around the 30. We're somewhere around the 25. They're somewhere around the 30. Same thing happens again. Good high punt. Fair catch called. Give us a chance to get a 3 and out here and do something again on offense.
Yeah,
Come on,
no
defense,
one's been
stay
able
with
to
it.
flip the field so far here, Coach.
Absolutely.
Well, St. Francis from Fort Wayne, Indiana, has come up. They have won 2 straight in this series, looking to make it 3 in a row. Crosley McEachin in motion, and this ball is kept on the ground.
Well, again, pressing that hole, really good job. Strong front, people. You got Wheat, presses the hole, finds an opening, 4-yard gain.
Well, after picking up 71 yards on the first possession alone, Wheat has been held to just 9 since then.
Much stronger against the run, getting that gap integrity taken care of, and our both linebackers and safeties flying up to make plays on that interior play.
McEachin in motion one more time, going up to the top of your screen. Kolka's going to throw it. Got time. He's got a man. It's McEachin, and he is hit in stride down to the 25-yard line. A huge splash play here for the Cougars.
Well, I'll tell you what, you get that much time as a quarterback, and it was extremely clean. Nothing in his face, nothing on the edges at all. That was an over route all the way from almost the opposite hash to the numbers, and he just laid it up for him to run under it because he had all that room. And you could see what happens when you got a QB. Keep that base, clean pocket, drop a dime right in your receiver.
And this time it is kept on the ground.
Coach's pass is complete to Colin McPeak.
It's going to be McPeak actually through the air. I believe that's his 3rd catch of the day. Just a gain of a couple.
And again, that's just, hey, let's read where the corner is, and if he's too deep or playing off, bailing hard, just throw it out there.
Wheat, once again, staying on his feet, gets up near the first down mark, but I believe he's going to be about a yard and a half short.
Tackle made by Ichi.
It's a good example again. We played a couple really solid running backs athletic-wise. Snyder's got a clean shot, coming on a little bit of loop there. He just puts his left foot in the ground, runs to where the blocking is, and has a positive gain to create a 3rd and short here.
Haven't said Ichi Kimutumba's name yet. He was in there for the tackle. Had 4 of them last week. Big number 92 there, the DN for the Blue Devils. Chris Mullen in motion again. They go to him, and he stays on his feet. That's going to be a touchdown. Chris Mullen takes it in. St. Francis extends its lead.
Excellent design right there. They run a little of a speed out of the number 2 receiver in the trips. Then they have the number 3 just spot up. Play a little high-low on that. You can see right now a little motion outside. He's just going to spot up. He's the open guy. Little slip. That's all it takes. Big fella rumbles in the end zone. 20-0 right now, St. Francis.
I wouldn't be surprised if old Mr. Mullen plays a little basketball. He's from Chesterton, Indiana. Plenty of good basketball players have come out of Chesterton, Indiana. And when your name is Chris Mullen, you may have hooped a little bit. He looked like a hooper out there.
Kind of looks like a left-handed guy running, too.
No doubt. Great job by him. And this lead now up to 21-0 for St. Francis. Much better job that time. 17 yards on that touchdown. After getting shut down for the previous few drives. but they've opened this thing up with 5:10 to play before the break.
Well, that you called it, Coach. They got the splash play is what you termed it, and you get that big 20 to 30 yard gain towards the beginning of a drive. Obviously, there's an emotional spark, but more importantly, now you have flipped the field regardless, and then they took it the rest of the way in a couple of plays. Ended up with little play action, find the open man, and shoot him the ball.
Yeah, every single one of their scoring drives, they have had a huge play. Obviously, the blocked punt for the touchdown. Then it was Drew Wheat breaking a 49-yarder down to the 10, set up the second score, and then this time, Crosley McEachin, 43 yards on the pitch and catch, and that makes it 21-0. Here come the Blue Devils. John's got some room, I should say. He hits the outside. Great run here across the 40-yard line for the first time today. LTU is in business.
And Coach O wants a 15-yarder on that horse collar is what it looked like. He grabbed him from that back shirt pad area. It sure looked like he pulled him down from that. Fortunately, he walked away from injury. Great job keeping his poise. That ball hits his chest. It goes on the ground. Simply picks it up. Ends up with a big return, setting us up on St. Francis side of the 50. About 38 yards away from pay dirt. Let's put one in, boys.
Jasonowski, the sophomore from Livonia Franklin, had one called back earlier. Had a great return to begin this game. This one puts them in business across the 40-yard line in enemy territory. And here come the Blue Devils. It's Schuster rolling to his left. He gets it off and just throws it away. Good job there. Jalen Johnson did slip down there, though.
They did a little better job right there. St. Francis going out with that boot. Again, he had the open corner for a minute, was being chased. And then they did a really nice job in the curl, which is the receiver he hit earlier, as they took away the out also with the outside linebacker.
Jasonowski out there at running back with Schuster. He's got three receivers at the bottom of your screen. That is TJ Byard, number 83, Tyler Garrett, number 2, Santino Palazzo in there as well. They flip it out there. Garrett can't hang on, but he was hit immediately. Noah McPeak on the defense.
Yeah, that was going to be a tough one. I am sure he had a peek at him as he was making his way towards him, and that ball bounced right out of his hands. Still got to have a little better focus to secure that ball. You never know with his great athleticism. That's not always a tackle just because the guy's there. Want to get that one back. I'm sure Tyler would have loved to have swallowed that one up and give himself an opportunity to run forward.
And I'm sure this is not what Coach O likes. Another 3rd and long from the original line of scrimmage after that great kick return by Jasonowski. Schuster's going to throw. They come after him. He's hit. And it goes just long for Bailey Brooks, who he was looking for at the 25.
So we mentioned earlier on Kalka's throw, long developing over route across the field, big play, whereas we're getting a lot of pressure in Schuster's face right now. He absolutely had the open receiver and a little stop route just past the sticks, just couldn't get anything on it because he couldn't get his body into it as he was being hit right there. Tell you what, he's a warrior. I'll tell you, he keeps coming back, he keeps getting hit and stays in the football game.
Yeah, he's standing in there for sure. Sacked 8 times last week as Coach O was walking out on the field. He's called a timeout. Sacked 8 times last week, and he has been hit a number of times here on the last few drives, Coach. They got to get back to what they were doing at the beginning, keeping him clean.
Well, and again, I thought what they did was really, really wise. They had both a tight end, an H-back, who a lot of people will see behind line of scrimmage, does a lot of motion, and then the running back. So you can decide to put one of those guys in the route and still have your full 6-man protection, or keep them all in and go with the 3 receivers that you have out there, 2 receivers that you have out there to run sometime a game. And they were having success, I thought, going down the field. Coach is trying to open up just a little bit with that trips or 10. We have one running back and not an H or a tight end. It just hasn't clicked quite yet.
21. Oh, go ahead,
No,
Coach.
I was just going to say, again, I think this is, as I'm seeing Coach put signals in from the guys on the sideline signaling in for him, and I see some guys who are a little inquisitive, and I'm sure that is they've had 1 week to try and throw all this together. They want to stay with what their overall concept and learning is going on. It's just hard to pick up in a week when you got maybe 2 or 3 new players in there.
So they go 4 wide here on 3rd and 10. Keon Sanders back in there. He's number 8 next to Schuster. And they're coming after him again. And once again, he is hit as he throws. And that'll be a turnover on downs.
Well,
and Schuster didn't have a prayer on that.
No, not at all. You could see Josh Ziza, flying around the edge. He's in a wide 9, so the offensive tackle has to first of all come all the way out there to get him. And by the time he makes a collision, he's already on his outside shoulder, bent in the corner, and Schuster's less than a yard away, and he makes that hit. Schuster, good job trying to get rid of that football, and not, again, fumbling instead of, hey, turnover on downs, trying to do the best he can to secure that football.
So plenty of time here with 4:39 before the break for the Cougars to make something else happen. Kolka throws to the outside, but he throws long and out of bounds.
Good decision, well covered, coming across the field. It would have had to been a pinpoint pass, but if you leave it behind, it could be a big play as we pick that thing off and go for 6, which is what we would have loved to have had.
Right.
But instead, he throws it out of bounds, play 2nd down. Smart QB choice.
Crosley McEachin was the intended receiver. He had that big pickup of 43 on the previous possession. Here comes Kolka again, going high side. Got a man out there, goes up and gets it, but it is incomplete. In and then out of the hands of Dandridge.
Well, I'll tell you, phenomenal read by Kolka. Our corner had great position, so you kind of throw it to that back shoulder. You see it a lot nowadays in football. Your guy just kind of turns to the outside. His foot comes down out of bounds. Thankfully, 3rd and long. Let's get him off the field.
Dandridge,
ball back
a
in
name
the offense.
Many LTU fans probably want to forget. He threw a 75-yard touchdown pass a year ago. So here they come on 3rd and long. It's over the middle, but well short. Great job there by LTU. That's Colin Martell making the stop. And that brings up 4th down.
And he's one of those guys who's become part of the glue. Some of the older guys, a little more mature. Good job. He's making play week after week. Did a great job last week. That's his 2nd or 3rd big play this week. Hold him short. As you can see right now, the returner looks a little bit tighter to the line of scrimmage. We've got to make sure and catch this punt.
TJ Byard back there to bring it in. He's standing in that area, Coach. He's at about the 27-yard line. That's where they've been starting. Low snap, they barely get it off, and it is a heck of a kick, but it does trickle into the end zone. Great job there to get that thing off, but it'll be LTU taking over after the touchback.
So that's that tough position. I was telling the returner, tough position to be in. I'm short, he's going to kick it over my head. I sit long, he bounces it in front of me. But it had to go in the end zone, you know, because it has to be somewhere around 20-25. That's just the way it's going.
Great look there at the back of the Blue Devils helmets. If you haven't seen that yet, their motto for the year, trust the process. As we get a good look at the redshirt junior QB, Ryan Schuster.
And I like what Coach said. You know, you got to control the controllables. You don't have ability to do things with some of the things that are happening out here. Injuries, new guys coming in, but you can coach them up, work them up, get them the best spot they can be in. They just have to then play. So they're doing a great job of that. Again, if we could stick one in, I know that would be a great job for momentum on our side.
1st down. 3 minutes to make something happen. Schuster's got a man out there. It is Tyler Garrett. We got a little bit of action after the whistle, but that's going to be a 1st down, and there it is. We get a late flag as they were still talking Charlie Ward getting tangled up a little bit down there, but he draws the flag.
Again, there's a good example. We talked about securing the catch first, and then his athleticism ends up picking up an extra 4 or 5 yards for a first down. And then Ward holds his poise and emotion. You know he wants to retaliate, but he makes the smart play. We get an extra 15. Ends up being about a 26-yard play for us.
Absolutely.
Let's use that momentum.
Great field position now with just under 3 minutes to play. It's going to be 1st and 10 for LTU. They've got it at the 46 now. Plenty of time to make something happen for Schuster. He's 9 of 18 right now, does have that pick in the end zone. Charlie Ward in there at tight end, 2 receivers high. Jasonowski behind him. Byard in motion. Schuster, they're coming after him again. Great decision to dump it off to the back. And a big hurdle. Little flip there as Jasonowski lands out of bounds after a gain of 5.
And that's Springfield on his second open field tackle. Maybe I'm wrong. It's the easiest thing in the world to do, for crying out loud. We haven't missed one. It's just impressive to me because you got great athletes moving in space, and these guys are making good tackles on them. And again, the objective, get them to the ground. That's what we did. That said, excellent play for a first down. 2nd and 5 is a great place to work as an offensive coordinator.
And he stuck the dismount on that as well, Coach.
I believe in the Russian judge gave him a 9-3. That's pretty good.
And that's if the Russian judge gives you a 9-3. That's incredible. We get another timeout here as the Blue Devils have crossed midfield after that personal foul. 2nd down, 2 minutes here. The 2-minute warning or the 2-minute timeout. Are we allowed to say 2 minutes? Is that what the deal is there?
I'm trying to think if they changed it.
Well, college, it's the 2-minute timeout.
Okay, still the timeout.
I believe Roger Goodell will sue the pants off you if you say it
Steal
the other
it.
way.
That's pretty funny.
So with 2 minutes to go, though, the Blue Devils, they're in business here. Back in enemy territory. 2nd possession in a row. Came up with the turnover on downs last time. Looking to find the end zone, kick a field goal, just get on the board here before they head into the locker room.
Be a huge momentum change if they could stick one in here, make it a 21-7 at the half game. Something positive to talk about, obviously, as a offensive side of the ball. And again, defense has made them punt a few times. We just weren't able to get that ball rolling to flip the field and pin them deep. We kept them around the 30, 25 on their side, which is a pretty good spot to work from.
5 first downs in the game for your Blue Devils. Looking to pick up a couple of more here. It's 2nd down, 5 to go. That's Ward in motion. Schuster keeps it. Brought down short of the first down. This man, that looked like he had some room in it, went away real quick.
They fly up. Safeties and linebackers today are just absolutely incredible athletes. Flying around at all times, coming downhill, not afraid. Pass. He's not passing the football. I'm coming flying downhill. Running back, good lead block, though, right there. 3rd and manageable. 3rd and short right here.
The clock is moving. Schuster looking to move the sticks. Ward in motion. He's wide open, but Schuster doesn't get him, and now he's in trouble. He tries to get it away, and that ball is knocked down by Marquise Cross, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
So we're trying to do a little now release where the number 1 receiver takes a couple steps up the field, comes back behind the line of scrimmage. Instead of a block, they fake the block, looking for the big play. A lot of times what will happen is you end up just shooting the ball out to the number 1 receiver because he's wide open and everything is falling back. He just didn't take that opportunity on that one.
So it's another 4th down for LTU. This time it is manageable, though. They need to get to the 36. Or I should say, excuse me, the 43. Up the middle, nothing doing. Jasonowski brought down Gain of just a couple of inches. And once again, turnover on downs for the Blue Devils.
Almost thought they were trying to do a little freeze again, get them to move, and then maybe punt if they didn't. But I think Coach is talking right now to Rye about, hey, just throw that ball out there. We didn't get the release we wanted for the big play, but our number one receiver was wide on that one, was open. We could have hit him for the first down.
Well, the way this offense moves, they do have plenty of time to get into scoring position. Here comes St. Francis. They got a $1:12 to go. Josh Kolka fumbles the snap but stays with it and has time. It's got a man down the middle, drops it into a bucket for McPeak. But there's been a couple today that he's had go in and out of his hands. That was another one, and that was a big break for LTU.
And again, you see the poise of a mature quarterback. He's been around the block a few times, seen pressure. Bad snap, drops the ball, picks it up, and drops a dime. And yes, thankfully for LTU, they're not sitting on the 20-yard line. Let's use that to our advantage and make a stop here.
As we take one more look at it, what a great pass here over the middle, right into the hands, over the defender. As we go back to live action, and this time Kolka's looking way long. He's got Crosley down there, and once again, that was an extremely difficult catch, but he could not bring it in.
Just a little bit over his left shoulder, so he had to twist his body enough that when he came down, went right through his hands. Again, dodging a bullet right there. And you mentioned it, Ryan, they are not uncomfortable in this position where we got to throw the ball out. It's what we do.
Justin Greer-Sykes, again, the freshman out of Avondale, making a strong defensive play down there by the goal line. Brings up 3rd and long. Kolka going back to the air. Got a man. Throw is low. Did he bring it in? It looks like he did. And it's right past the sticks. That's going to be a first down. Great catch by Dandridge. And the Cougars are on the move. Kolka looking to the end zone. Got a man this time again through the hands. He is dropping dime after dime out there, but they can't bring it in. Adam Smith that time.
But I'll tell you what, it's not that our defenders are in bad positions either. He's literally putting the ball, it went right off his chest into the ground. And again, it's down the field, 35, 40 yards. That's not easy. But our guys are in great position. He's just finding the spot to put it. But I do like the guys in good position. You mentioned in the last one we knocked the ball, number 1 drops the football because he's in position to bring him down instead of let him run through it.
42 seconds to go on 2nd down. Again looking deep. And this time, no good. Great defense again. Colin Martell down there, the captain from Anchor Bay. And that brings up a 3rd and long one more time with 36 seconds to go.
Martell continues to be impressive, play after play after play after play. It's fun to watch him play football.
And they're not going for cheap ones here. They keep looking down the field. Let's see if he does it one more time. They're coming after him. This time it is dropped off to Wheat. Stays on his feet, gets to the 35, but that'll bring up 4th down, and then we get a timeout.
Great job right there, McDonald just holding his ground. Nice job by the linebacker, not getting too deep. That's a play you often see that will hit for 20, 30 yards. They do a great job and then secure that tackle yet again in space. Good teamwork right there. So you've had 3 or 4 bombs, but our guys are right in the spot. So they haven't been able to secure those catches, and then they make this play, bring up 4th down in about 5, if I'm not mistaken, about 4 yards, 4th and 4. They hadn't moved that down box yet.
Yep, from the 35-yard line, Kolka, after the numerous incompletions there on the long balls, he is 8 of 16, just 98 yards. But he did connect on the one big one to Crosley McEachin.
And that was on that last series where they ended up scoring, that we were flipping the field back and forth in almost the same positions, and that was that chunk play that you look for that sparks the rest of it, and then they took it back into a score to go up by 3 scores.
Little confusion here with the down. I believe it is 3rd down and about 4 to go. with 27.4 seconds on the clock. Here comes Kulka. Over the middle again, wide open, and McEachin can't bring it in. Maybe a hair overthrown, but he hits the hands as he hits the turf, and another near miss for the Cougars.
And that was 4th down, I believe. I'm very surprised if this is not flipping offense-defense.
Yeah, the line marker, I believe, was wrong, as was the scoreboard. We had it 4th down, they had it 3rd down, and now they have just flipped it to 1st down. So yes, a turnover on downs after that confusion with just 22 seconds left.
I thought I was correct in counting. It's, 1, 2, 3, 4. Excellent. Very well, unless you're in Colorado. We all remember this. Wait a minute, there's a lot of people listening who have no idea what I'm talking about. But that was the first time that we saw a receiver actually behind us.
Yeah.
On that one. So,
wide open, excellent
very
play call. Just missed it because he would have walked in.
Absolutely.
To make it 28-0. Instead, it's turnover on downs for them once we get everything straightened out.
And we're pretty sure it's 1st down. Excellent.
The first time you get it, yeah, that's usually the way it works. Been some confusion, though. Once again, man, Schuster just doesn't have any time as he is brought down. He was moving back, all the way to the 15, and then a flag does come out. Let's see if somebody said the wrong thing when they came out of here. Looks like it's going to be roughing the passer.
No, it's intentional grounding, unfortunately.
Is that what they call?
Yeah, he did not get out of the pocket, and the ball didn't even make it near a receiver. So you have to be out of the pocket, then you can just throw it to the line of scrimmage, and you're good to go. If you're not out of the pocket, there has to be a receiver in the area.
And it didn't get back to the line either.
Correct.
Because he moved so far back. As we said, they start this drive at the 35. He was hit back at the 15. And that is the reason for the late flag. Coach O doesn't like it. He's out there talking to the official down there on the bottom right side of your screen. There he is. Coach O not a fan of that call at all. I was wondering if one of the defenders, we talked about it last week, some of the taunting calls, if someone stepped over him, it came so late.
Right. No, that would have been a good call.
And that, as you said, they called the grounding.
I think they're going to take this to half.
And that is correct. Clock winding down here. And LTU says we'll take it into the locker room. Coach O not very excited right now as he's coming off the field.
Yeah, that's a tough one. He had that 4th down that he wanted to try and go for the 4th and 2 and kind of called opposite and went with the run. And it just didn't pull off in the blocking scheme, so he was a little bit flustered with that one because it looked like it was going to be a nice little play there. We're going to go down to him momentarily here.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's head it down to a third member of our team. That's Carmen Foster. She is alongside Coach O.
And at the same time, as much as you want out of your young players, it's really tough to expect. Again, we're not playing someone who's matching us in our youth. That's really the issue. You have a mature bunch of guys on the other side, and it is not an excuse. It's simply a fact. You've got guys there in their 3rd, 4th, 5th year of playing, and our guys are in their 2nd game. Some of them their 1st game, and maybe even in a different position they came here to be in. And that is really rough. So as much as he wants to be upset, he also has to hold it together because he's going to have those guys in a different position here in a couple of years.
Well, at the half, LTU getting shut out after 2 quarters of play. St. Francis here in Southfield at Blue Devil Stadium. They have the lead at the break, 21-0. We will have your second half action coming up after this.
Student has a chance to win up to $500 right here at halftime. Here's how it works. Make 1 ball in the box and win $100. Sink 2 and that's $300. Make all 3 and you walk away with $500 in cash. Today's contestant is Abby Ray, a senior from Midland, Michigan. Let's cheer on Abby, Blue Devils fans. Perform our 2025 show, A Night at the Movies. Sit back and enjoy the show as we take you on a cinematic journey through familiar soundtrack of movies like 2001: A Space Odyssey, Indiana Jones, Guardians of the Galaxy, Shrek, and Zootopia.
Welcome back to Blue Devils Stadium. It is halftime here in Southfield, Michigan. Your LTU Blue Devils find themselves down 21-0 at the break to St. Francis. The Cougars with the lead. Carmen Foster's down on the sideline. She talked to Coach O at the half. Carmen, what do you have to say?
I spoke to Coach briefly at the end of the first half. He told me he was impressed with the defense so far, but not so much the offense. He's looking for them to pick up their pace defensive level the second half. He also emphasized great on to protect our quarterback for the rest of the game. He wants to keep Ryan Schuster safe moving forward. Back to you guys up there.
Appreciate that, Carmen. And here I am joined by Coach Pop, Ryan Slocum alongside Coach Pop. Kind of the same story maybe as last week. First half, man, that defense kept them in it, didn't play too bad, but the offense struggling. And again, Schuster in the second quarter, man, he was getting hit.
Yeah, he got absolutely tattooed several times and keeps popping up, and that's a great thing. So there's nothing better for him to hear, hey, listen, we're going to secure that protection a little bit. Probably, again, add some big guys in the middle that help to keep them not coming up the middle as strong with the running back situation, widening out the rush with adding a tight end, as we saw a couple times. The DN coming off where he's in a wide 9, which is about maybe 2-3 yards outside the tackle, and just has a free run to the QB because it's really tough to get out there and block him. So they secure that, maybe make a couple completions down the field. And our first order of business as St. Francis is going to get the ball is to make a stop, 3 and out, and get something going on offense.
If you're just joining us, thank you so much for joining us here on the Lawrence Tech Network. 21-0 as we begin the third quarter. And, Coach, it was really big plays for those that didn't catch us. A blocked punt return for a touchdown, a big 49-yard run to set up the first offensive touchdown, and then a big 43-yard pass as well. Those splash plays really cost LTU. Outside of that, defense has done okay.
Yeah, they've done a great job, so special teams accounts for one of the touchdowns. Defense has given up 2, but they're both up, as you mentioned, big chunk plays that put them in a good position to score close to the goal line area, and they took advantage of it as a mature team. So we got to come out with fire, lid under us, get this 3 and out, get good field position, and get a score on offense. Offense has to help us out here.
Carter Dixon will kick it away for the Blue Devils. The Cougars of St. Francis will receive the second half kickoff. It's brought in at about the 10 and returned past the 25 to the 27-yard line. That's where the Cougars will take over. St. Francis, 1-1 on the season. They lost their opener before bouncing back and picking up a win over Siena Heights last week, 21-20. They were down 20-7 in that game. Both of their games this season, they've been down big and made fourth quarter comebacks. This one, the exact opposite. They have a 21-0 lead to begin the third. Quarterback Josh Kulka, he has it, hands it off to Mr. Wheat. That's Drew Wheat. And as we mentioned, Coach, outside of that first drive, 71 yards on that opening drive for Drew Wheat. They've bottled him up since.
Yeah, much better job with our gap integrity, meaning the defensive line has a B gap or an A gap inside, and they're taking care of that outside to the C gaps, and little filling by the linebackers. Very nice job right there.
87 yards now on the day for Wheat, but he's got a big hole this time. That's a first down and a whole lot more. He's heading down the sideline, cuts back in across the 30, finally brought down at the 25. I guess I jinxed us, Coach, because another huge run by Wheat.
And again, that's been the story of the day. Big time plays at big times, and again, he just hits the hole so well. Better blocking that time, late fill of that gap, and he exploits it for a huge gain. Great blocking downfield by receivers as well.
This time, handoff, bounce outside, can't quite turn the corner, and brought down. That's Braylon Gillard, and he's brought down at the 15.
Another big run, a first down run right there by Braylon. And again, downfield blocking, leads to big plays. Receiver right there, instead of maybe coming off that, making a 5-6 yard gain, first down, 15-yard line.
Gillard again, getting his first carries of the day, giving Drew Wheat a little rest after that long run down inside the red zone. Wheat had 108 yards a week ago, and he has surpassed that here this week, early in the third quarter. Cougars once again in striking distance.
And again, as is the case with the run game, the big fellas up front have an advantage. Heavier, older, usually comes into play later in the games.
Kolka's got a man in the corner of the end zone, and it is brought in for a touchdown. 15 yards, Crosley McEachin bringing it in to make it 27-0 St. Francis.
Well, really good timing off the cut on that to a wide open outside of the field, almost hash to the outside of the field throw by Kolka right there. But in all honesty, he has time. They pick up the blitz. He gets the ball off. Perfect spot. We saw a lot of deep passes that were dropped, thankfully, because he did throw them in good spots. This one actually connected.
Yeah, on that final drive before the half, Josh Kolka dropping it in buckets. Unfortunately for him, his receivers were dropping the ball, and they came up empty. Not this time. Once again, it's the run game, setting up a score for St. Francis. Drew Wheat, another huge run down inside the red zone, and then it's Kolka to McEachin for the touchdown.
You watch football a lot. Anytime you get a well-schooled team that executes, those chunk plays just start to come and come and come. And our job right now as an offense, though, is to light a spark to help our defense out. They've played a lot of football, and we got to make sure that we get some points here, get them a pick-me-up before they go back on the field.
Wheat's now up to 130 yards on 12 carries, as it is 28-0. Again, if you're just joining us, injuries have been the name of the game so far this season through a game and a half for the Blue Devils. A couple of more starters were lost last week after the opener. As here comes the return. Jasonowski has done a good job so far, does again here. Great run up the middle, gets it to the 37.
Excellent blocking right there. A couple of pickoff blocks, just giving him that middle area to work with. Great job. No penalties on that one. Excellent starting position. Let's put some things together, Ryan. Lead your boys down into the end zone.
One of those injuries is the return man, Buddy Banks-Williams, the sophomore from Davison. And Jasonowski's done a nice job on the returns. A sophomore as well from Livonia Franklin. And he's got his team nearing midfield here as the Blue Devils try to get on the board for the first time today. The redshirt junior, Ryan Schuster, throws it. Hit again as he throws. Comes up just short of Charlie Ward. Big fella, 6'4", had a long way to go to get down to try to get it.
Absolutely. He came up short as he got hit there. I'm sure Ryan will watch this one on tape and say, goodness gracious, I should have seen he's coming off the edge. I got to get out just a little quicker. Unfortunately, he did not there. Come up short, 2nd down and 10. Let's get a positive play here.
Schuster, 11 of 23, 94 yards on the afternoon so far. Does have that interception on a ball thrown just high as Lawrence Tech was looking to score for the first time. Again, trouble up the middle. That ball is tipped and nearly picked off. That's Springfield out there. We've said his name a couple of times. Had 4 interceptions last year, and he almost had one right here.
He's that true nickel player right there. He's an excellent outside backer as he makes great tackles, but also an excellent defensive back. It's that hybrid position where he's not just a run stopper. He's also playing the pass very well, and he's a good one.
Story of the day so far, 3rd and long for Lawrence Tech.
Well, you don't want to live there. Even though we've had some success early on them, we haven't had it too much lately. Tough place to live, though.
And a new formation here for the Blue Devils coach. And we've got a flag here coming from the back. Could be a delay of game.
It is. He's got to be aware of that clock. Got to be aware of that clock.
So that'll back them up even more. Going to be 3rd and 15 now for Lawrence Tech. Schuster and the boys moving the wrong way right now.
Got to come up with a big play here. Got to come up. Keep him off him. Got to come up with a big play.
Need to get to the 47. Schuster has time this time. And a receiver was brought down. Flag comes in late. And that's going to give a new set of downs. Bailey Brooks tackled at the 45-yard line.
Literally, without the football, tackled. So I was waiting for the flag. I'm sure he had trouble pulling out of the pocket. Like, come on, man. That's pretty obvious.
Yeah, the umpire was there kind of midfield. He didn't throw it. Came from the back. But that will bring up a new set of downs for LTU. Much needed new set of downs.
Absolutely. Keep the defense on the sideline, working their magic over there, watching what's going on, setting up the next series. In the meantime, us continuing this drive, very important for us to get some points just for the morale of everybody.
Schuster looking to the sideline. No huddle as they always go. And he hands it off, getting it on the ground for the first time in a long time. But that's the reason why we haven't seen it on the ground in a long time. Sanders has nowhere to go. Brought down at the 39, and that's really been a story. They haven't gotten anything out of the run game today.
No, they play. Their front seven has been very strong, not just in pass rush and getting out, but also, again, making sure that they're taking care of their area and other guys flow to the ball very well. They run very well to the ball. It's one reason they're going to be a team to beat this year, and I would imagine a playoff team yet again.
St. Francis was a playoff team a year ago. They are back 1-1 on the year. First year under Adam Sherman. As the Blue Devils finally have a connection brought in by Jalen Johnson, but he is stripped, and that's going to be brought in by the Cougars. Just when things are looking good, it turns around just like that. Jalen made a great move. As we take a look here, Coach, what happened?
Great slant, excellent ball, gets it on his body. He's able to make this catch and an excellent strip. Boy, defensive backs have become so good at that. I know they take segments in practice on stripping the ball, and that's the toughest one of all because you're just securing the ball and then out of nowhere he whaps it out of there. We got to make that play, though, and unfortunately we did not because that had been one of our chunk plays.
Yeah, Gregory Holmes III with the strip. And then it was picked up by Dylan Creel. And here come the Cougars back on the ground. Wheat takes his time. How about those cuts, Coach? Gets it up near the first down marker.
I'm telling you, he's a press, make a break, and then, boy, he's got quick feet. He's a strong runner who's got excellent feet. Just did not get up in there quick enough to get under his legs.
And now here are the Cougars moving the ball quick. Wheat again picks up maybe 4 across midfield. Going to be brought down at the 46.
It's a very important time for our D-line to stay staunch. I know it was tough on that sudden change turnover. We've got to get a stop here, though.
Once again, St. Francis up to the line. Kolka's going to the air. He's got time, and he's got a man. If this route is jumped, there's your guy again, Martell from Anchor Bay. The sophomore captain couldn't quite bring it in, but a nice pass breakup.
Well, he was open early, but the time that Kolka had is crazy. But again, Martell, play after play after play. He's going to come all the way across the formation and field with this and get that ball out of the hands. Nice job. We'd love to have had a pick there, but he did a great job knocking that ball down.
And keeps it away from Crosley McEachin, who has done some damage here today. Keep it on the ground, but this time nothing doing. How about number 3 one more time? He's up in there again, Coach.
I'll tell you what, no fear. He is a football player through and through, Anchor Bay has put out some. There's some tough kids out of there, and he's absolutely one of them. He's really having a good day. And last week, he was phenomenal as well. Open field tackles, absolutely pass breakups, things of that nature. Always where he's supposed to be, making things happen.
Yeah, and getting a good look at Corin Paulus in there as well, the redshirt freshman from Harbor Light Christian up there in Petoskey. Helps, sets up a 4th down. So the Cougars are going to kick it. TJ Byard back to return it. Hasn't been able to yet. That's a line drive spiral over his head through the end zone. And that will be a touchback with 9:39 to go. That defense doing a good job. Once again, can't say it enough. Big plays will kill you, and they have here today. But outside of those couple of plays, great job by the D.
You know, again, you like the fight. You like the fact that they're not, hey, we're not going to get out of this game. We got to finish our game off, and they're doing a good job. That's an excellent job getting them off the field, returning the ball to the offense. We have to get something going. Good job, D.
And Coach told us in our pregame meeting, that's what he liked the most. When it seems like they're down, whether it's the scoreboard, whether it's a big play, whether it's an injury. These guys don't hang their heads. They keep fighting, and you're seeing that here today. Let's see if the offense can get it going. Ryan Schuster coming back at you, but he's got 80 yards to go. Hands it off. It's Sanders. Pickup of a couple.
I think I like when they go at the defense first, trying to run side to side. I think they've had more success doing that, and I think they'll stick with that, even if you fold in an H-back or an extra blocker coming around to help us out at the point of attack. I think it's good to go at them. They really run well side to side.
Receivers out there. Jalen Johnson back out there. He's at the bottom of that bunch formation at the bottom of your screen. Tyler Garrett as well, and Santino has got himself a catch. They go back to Johnson. Another slant. This time he hangs on to it and gets a huge pickup to the 45.
So this is that play they ran a little bit early. If you remember, it was a little bit outreach for Brooks to catch. This is a nice job getting it closer to his body. He has 2 lead blockers as the other 2 receivers. I really like the concept. They get up inside. This time secures that ball in the tackle. 45-yard line. 1st down and 10.
And how about the confidence for Schuster going right back to his man?
Absolutely love to see that. Makes an error prior to that catch and then get right back to him.
And JJ came through that time. This time it's Bailey Brooks. Another quick hitter, another big gain. And LTU's across the 40. And they are in St. Francis territory.
And Schuster's on a roll right here. A couple of really nice balls. Again, putting that ball in a place where the receiver knows he's going into traffic, but it's near his body. Such a trust-building opportunity, and he's doing a really good job of getting the ball. And let's also be honest, he's been clean the past few throws and made good ones.
So it's another 1st down at the 38. Schuster looking to keep this drive going. Goes topside this time. Another quick one. Slings it out there. TJ Byard. And, Coach, this is what we saw last week when they did move the ball. Quick strikes to their guys. It's working here again here in the 3rd.
And also just a quick little rollout in case they do bring something. You have your offensive line all moving in one direction. There's no gap for a blitz to come through. Taking advantage of that. I really like it.
Big tight end Charlie Ward back out there, as is Jasonowski. Schuster, 2nd and short. They keep it on the ground. And not much doing there.
That was that read play. They read that defensive end who sunk down inside, but this time they had an outer edge player looping around. Inside backer looped around and came up, ended up, Schuster just slid, so he didn't take that hit. Good decision. 3rd down and 4, very manageable. I would bet this is 4-down territory.
Yeah, no question about it. They're at the 32. Need to get to the 28. On 3rd, Schuster Quick strike again, but maybe a little too quick, as Santino Palazzo is thrown behind him.
I think that was a recognition of down in distance, and he wanted him to sit just behind the sticks, and he kept going. It's one of those, again, familiarity, Santino's first opportunity to play, and runs a good route, just needs to stick it up where we need to get that first down.
So you are correct, Coach. 4 down territory, 4th and 4, 6:14 to play. Schuster looking to keep this drive alive. Get on the board for the first time. Man is tripped up, and he's going to because a flag is thrown as Tyler Garrett was brought down at the 15.
Boy, that's the second time in a row, or second time, excuse me, that we've seen them just absolutely obliterate our guy in mid-route. Balls in the air. What the heck's going on, man? But, hey, we'll take it. First down inside the 20, 19-yard line. Let's get a red zone score, boys.
Best position the team has had yet today. Down with the scrimmage line inside the red zone. Lawrence Tech looking to get their first touchdown of the day.
You like the fact that we've got a couple of those chunk plays on our side. It makes a big difference confidence-wise.
2 pass interference calls on this drive. Jalen Johnson, TJ Baird set wide. Garrett and Santino in the slot. They come after Schuster, and he has to throw it at the feet of JJ.
Great job. Great job not taking that sack. Get it near your guys, outside the pocket. Nice job of the receiver, again, coming back to the ball. So he's in the area. That 100% did not make the line of scrimmage, but the receiver's coming back to the ball, so he's in the area. Great effort right there by Jalen.
And as you said, he has been clean this entire drive. That's the first time that they've really gotten near him. So it brings up 2nd and long. Sanders in the backfield. And they go to him on the draw. But again, nowhere to go. Samuel Ambulitis gets in there.
They really run well in this defense. They're also very, very smart. They see that draw develop super fast, so they're not really dropping out too quickly. They end up converging on him for a 1-yard loss on that. Again, 4 down territory, so you got 2 downs to pick this up. Let's get something positive here, so we set up a 4th down and manageable.
6 carries for just 11 yards for Keon Sanders today. 3rd and 11. Got to get down past the 10. Here comes Schuster, stepping up. He's going to take it with his feet. He's got plenty of room. He does. He gets the first down and slides home inside the 10.
Boy, good job knowing where those sticks are. We saw that last week when he ran out of bounds and had absolutely no marker. Same situation here. He knew I had to get inside that 10 for the first down and did. Great job right there. But a quick decision to get up in that hole and expose the defense for leaving me a gap that I can run through instead of holding the ball and keeping his eyes downfield. Great quarterback play right there.
First down, goal to go. Sanders trying to push his way toward the 5. I think he's going to be just short of that. Right around the 5-yard line.
Yep, again, positive play right there. Good job going at them. Get our O-lineman an opportunity just to get moving forward. Nice play right there, positive play.
Had the double tight in there. Joey Pitch also, big 6'5" as he comes out to the sideline. And now it is Charlie Ward, big 87 in there.
This is a look that we might bounce something outside here. Let's take a look if they get something.
It's Schuster, and he has to throw it into the dirt again. And you could see Ward. They're calling for the grounding, but Ward threw his hand up. Nope, he hit my foot.
I think they were calling for a grounding on Schuster there instead as a late slam to the ground because he absolutely threw it right at 87. Very, very smart play knowing where he is.
Yep.
Make it 3rd down and goal here, and then they should have had a absolutely roughing penalty there.
And a smart play by Ward, too. He threw the hand up right away. Nope.
I'm right here.
I'm eligible.
You bet.
So 3rd down now. Goal to go from the 5. And Coach O not happy. Rips the headset off as they call timeout. Coach, what are you looking to do here? You know you need 5. You got 2 downs to do it.
Well, I'm looking at the setup right there, and you have Jalen out here one-on-one, safety guarding towards the middle of the field. You got an opportunity maybe take a little slant, fake that fade up the field, and then cut inside hard, throw that ball on time. On the outside, maybe a little slant speed out, maybe get someone to the corner. But you got to also anticipate they're probably bringing pressure. So you're doing something really quick or you're rolling the pocket slightly. And then you obviously have the opportunity when you roll the pocket that Schuster can run the ball in. So there's a couple of options here, but that's what I like the best.
And that 10-yard slant has worked on this drive, the quick hitter, but you don't have much room now down there at the 5.
Yep. So he does a little quicker one and get in the end zone quick. It's very much a trust play. You can see he's lining up wide out by that blue line, bottom of the numbers action, giving himself a little space. Let's see how does the safety creep over on this one.
Jacob Ranney out there in the backfield as well. Sanders on the right. Ranney on the left of Schuster. He's got 2 receivers high. They're going that way. Quick one. And Tyler Garrett was not ready for it. Maybe thrown a little too low for him. And they were going for it right there at the goal line.
That was that slant speed out combination I mentioned right there. Push the corner up. He had a safety coming down in his number 2. Unfortunately, Garrett did not see the blitzer was coming and had to get his head around super fast on that one. Looks like Coach is going to opt some points, get a little positive action here in the 3rd quarter for them.
Yeah, Vincent Roberson out here to attempt the field goal as it is 4th and goal from the 5. Looking to get that donut off the board. Here comes Roberson, and it is blocked. And guess who it is again? 2nd time today. Big Adoba again. Blocked the punt on the opening drive. And I believe he's the one that got his hands on it here again as we take another look.
And got the recovery, Coach. It's both. It's either him or the outside man. It's really tough to see in that replay for us.
It is. He definitely looks like it may have gone off his helmet even. Here you get a better look right here, Coach. Actually, it was knocked down by 6, which is Gregory Holmes III. And then the big fella went over there and tried to track it down. But either way, Lawrence Tech comes up empty.
A little wildcat here for St. Francis.
And hand it off on the sweep, but to the same guy. But how about that tackle right there?
Drew Wheat carried the ball.
Drew Wheat had nowhere to go.
Mr. Gaston coming flying up. Excellent tackle. Again, really quick-footed running back. Did a great job securing that tackle from the safety position. Staying in the wildcat. Again, I'm sure St. Francis is working on some things to execute for later in the year.
Ralph Gaston, as you said, out of the wildcat. That's going to be kept for a couple pickup there. Chris Mullen, the tight end, we said his name a couple of times. Now, he is listed as a quarterback. He has carried it a few times this year. So, yeah, as you said, this is something they're working on for the future.
Absolutely. And number 7, Tyson Hill, I'm sorry, not today, doing the same kind of thing, right? And I bet, you're right, I bet he can still throw the ball, too, and they'll develop that part of that game later on.
For those that didn't get that reference, New Orleans Saints did this all the time with their big fella, Taysom Hill.
Find ways to get good players to football and make good plays.
Crosley McEachin as it's dropped off from Kolka, and he gets just across the first down marker, and that will be a first down. Big day for him. Had the 43-yard pickup, has a touchdown, and now he gets his team a first down.
Boy, you do not run out of Snyder tackles too often. And Mr. Wheat just got a little spin move and picked up 3 yards. Usually that is a stop at that hit spot. He ended up running right through that one. That was a tough one right there.
Hit big 59. The senior from Bloomfield Hills had 9 tackles and a pass breakup last week. This brings up second down. 7 to go. Kolka's back at QB. Hands it off. Gillard turns the corner, gets the first down, brought down right at the 50.
Boy, we had absolute fantastic penetration right there. Just could not finish that tackle. Good, strong running again. And Mr. Mitchell, though, came up the field hard, pressed it, just didn't have anyone else there to clean that up. Excellent defensive line play right there.
So first down, right at the 50-yard line for the Cougars of St. Francis. Gillard again doing work, lowers the boom, and he's near another first down. They're going to say his knee went down at the 42, so it's going to be second and short.
Boy, you like this combination. He is a lower the pad, keep your head up guy, and just bulldozing people on contact. And you got Wheat has a little bit of that, but also real fleet of foot. So it's a tough combination.
He's their short yardage guy. He's a big fella, 6'1", 223. Got a pair of goal line touchdowns. And once again, they're going down the middle, and they're going to McEachin in and out of the hands.
He dropped that right over the safety, give his guy a chance. It would have been a very, very good catch, but I promise you, he's walking off the sideline going, man, I missed that one again. Kalka, great ball right there. It all stems, though, he has lots of time in the pocket to survey the field.
3rd and 2 to go. Wheat back in there, number 5. The junior running back from Center Grove, and he takes it along the left side. He's got the first down. He's brought down at the 35, and that's going to bring us to the end of the third quarter.
And again, you ask about experience and what does that really bring you. As soon as he sees a gap, he's putting his foot in the ground and exposing that gap for positive yardage, and that's that experience of an older football player.
At the end of 3, St. Francis, the Cougars, keeping that shutout alive. They are up 28-0. Really unfortunate, Coach, for the Blue Devils. They get down there, get a little help with the pass interferences. We saw some quick strikes. What worked last week, marched them down the field, but just couldn't convert. And once again, you mentioned special teams, obviously, from the very beginning of the day. Another huge special teams play.
You know, I'm sure people are wondering, why in the world it's, 28-0, you're trying to kick a field goal. He is so young. Coach O is such a young team. He's got to get something positive to happen, and unfortunately, they end up with a great rush and block that thing, and you nailed it, the third facet that people often forget. And I'm telling you, you watch football, the bigger the game, the more special teams come into play, and they have just really, it's been tough for us today.
When it won't be a lot, but you take those special teams plays away, you're looking at a 21-3 game at that point.
Yeah.
And it's a much different game with 15 minutes to go. Instead, we're looking at 28-0. And it's St. Francis beginning the fourth quarter with the ball at the 35. Couple men in motion this time.
Yeah, they like to reset that. Oh, they were certainly not set there for a second.
And Wheat makes them pay here.
I thought that should have been a penalty on the offense. I did not think they set for a full second, but I'm up here and the referees are down there.
And Wheat with a 13-yard gain once again, up to 147 yards on the day. St. Francis wastes no time. Wheat again, off tackle. Gets inside the red zone down to the 17.
This is part of the time last week we saw the heavier, stronger O-line take over a little bit, and we're seeing that just a little bit right now. And again, it's 100% LTU playing hard as they can play on defense, but 50 pounds is 50 pounds, let alone the year's difference of experience.
Handoff to Gillard. Down to the 11.
Gillard carried the ball.
It's kind of leaning on us and pushing.
Brody Snyder in there.
Brody Snyder with the tackle.
Running backs love to foul lines that are moving up the field.
It's another first down. They're at the 12. They can get another first. Going back to the air. This ball is brought in. And no, it is not. Juggled it as he came to the turf. Great job to stay with it to get that ball knocked out of there.
Mr. Gaston, another play. He made one earlier on a run game. Now he's in the hip pocket. If he doesn't secure this tackle and bring him to the ground, this is going to be a catch, and they're inside the 5. He's fighting with his left hand. You see, can strip that out. That's a great defensive back play right there. That's teach tape for a lot of young people. Nice job.
Yeah, Gaston from River Rouge, the 5'9" redshirt junior, making a big play there as McEachin had that one and he knocked it out of there. We've got a stoppage in play.
I think it could be a cut or some type of issue. They're asking him to go off the field.
Yeah, big 55 has got to leave here. That's the center. Olin Neely from Warren Central in Indianapolis. He has to go off the field.
Doesn't appear to be a cut or being getting any treatment, so I'm not sure what it is.
Second down nonetheless. Here comes Kolka. He's got nowhere to go, and he's in big trouble. Brought down Aaron Mitchell with the sack all the way back to the 28.
Boy, we just talked about the fact how they just keep coming and coming and coming and have to make a play. And here it is again, demonstration of we're never giving up. He's fighting and fighting and fighting and fighting. Never quits, just keeps coming. Turned the quarterback into him. Great job, Mr. Mitchell. Great job, defensive line.
They're going to mark it at the 25, so it'll be 3rd and 17. Got to get down inside the 3. Aaron Mitchell had a sack last week, picks up another one this week. Junior from Chip Valley, making a big play. Kolka trying to get it all back. Goes to the end zone. Got a man out there, drops it in, and this time it is brought in, and it's Adam Smith with the touchdown, 25 yards for St. Francis.
That may be the most frustrating part for a defense, for a staff, is you get a great play, get a big sack, and then they hit a big pass play, and that is a tough one. Again, he's clean. Boy, is he an accurate passer. Holy smokes, look where that ball is. Right over both defenders. This time secured, unfortunately, for the Blue Devils. And, of course, fortunately for St. Francis.
And, Coach, we saw it before the half, and we're seeing it again. You are dead on. He is dropping this thing in a bucket. And finally, he got some help. Or this could be a lot worse.
Boy, you're not kidding. That's he is a very accurate passer, and that's what they came in. But, again, you've got to talk about a lot of experience. You're talking about an O-line keeping him super clean. He's made one poor choice, and that was the sack he just took. He should have just literally ripped the ball out of bounds, and I'm sure they'll talk about that quite a bit. But he's also a kid I've been fortunate enough to work with and train a little bit, and very smart quarterback football play. We're seeing that out of both quarterbacks, really. They're both doing a great job of what they're supposed to be doing. One's just getting a lot of pressure at times. The other one's a little bit more clean.
12 of 25 today, 153 yards. 3 touchdowns now for Josh Kolka.
when 25% of your completions are touchdowns, you're having a great day.
Yeah, no question about it. Once again, the grad student from Chip Valley. You know, a year ago, he completed 69% of his passes, nearly 3,000 yards, 36 touchdowns to 9 picks. Not too bad a year ago. He's got 3 more this year, and that takes his total to 5 on the year. I should say 6 on the year.
It just comes to mind we got Chip Valley versus Chip Valley at the quarterback, too.
Absolutely. Yeah, and as you said, brother Tyler was the quarterback here for the Blue Devils for a while.
Yeah.
Put up some great numbers.
Couple of Schusters around the country, too, that have played quarterback.
Couple of Schusters. There's
Wait a
one
minute,
over
there's
there.
There's one over by your place, isn't there?
There's one over there in Allendale that was the player of the week last week for the third-ranked Lakers of Grand Valley. One over there at Michigan State as well.
There you go. All right, offense, let's go. Keep one, maintain it, put the ball in the end zone. Let's get some positive action going on. You can't give it up. They have Corey's entered the game here. He's going to come in as the backup QB, get some repetitions. That's excellent.
Yeah,
take the time to get some guys some time.
This game probably out of reach at 35-0 with just over 12 minutes to go. So it's Corey Chavis coming in, the sophomore from Redford Union. He's a tall fella. You see him out there, number 12, 6'5", from Redford, transferred from Alabama A&M.
Jacob Rainey, nice run right there. Way to put your shoulder down. Excellent 7-yard run. 2nd and 3, good place to start from.
He's getting a little bit of time here today. Didn't see any carries last week. Here he is one more time. And he's going to be right near that first down marker, and yeah, he gets it. Good run for the senior from North Branch.
And on the other side, you see some guys coming in and getting some reps also. It's very important. A season is a long season, and everybody knows that this place is a very violent, tough game, and you're one play away from number 2 coming in or number 3 coming in 2 plays away. So getting them ready when they get an opportunity is fabulous.
Hand off again. Nowhere to go this time. Wrapped up real quick. A.J. Moore getting in there for the loss of yardage.
Good hustle down the line of scrimmage on that one. With the back to you, unless they're booting out, you can play that like the defensive end because the quarterback's not looking at you to read you. He's obviously handing the ball off away. Possibly could boot out, but in the situation looking to run the ball, continue this drive going forward.
10:35 to play in this one. Corey Chavis looking to get his team on the board for the first time today. This one nearly picked off the hands of Tyler Garrett, and it hits the ground.
Probably one of those situations they probably don't get a lot of repetitions together, so he's just a little bit wide on that throw. Probably maybe could have settled a little bit earlier. One of the two is probably the reason for that mishap right there. Good read, though. That's the guy he wanted to throw the ball to.
Sets up another 3rd and long, going to be 3rd and 13. Blue Devils needing to get to their own 45 to keep this drive alive. 4 wide for Chavis. And he's now in trouble. Has to throw it away. There he is again, the big guy. Edoba making things happen right from the opening snap this afternoon.
I'll tell you what, he's got a motor, and a lot of defensive guys you'll see who play this game have a great motor. That's why they're on the field a lot, and he's one of them for sure. Like Corey's decision there not to try and make that completion as the running back in the flat was well defended. Don't take the sack. Set yourself up for a better spot to punt the ball.
Yeah, he's a freshman from Indianapolis Pike, and you look at this roster, man, they've got about half their team from that school, and they are playing well. Blue Devils have to kick it away. High punt, once again brought in, this time in traffic, and it's another fair catch.
Boy, Bo Braun has done a great job fair catching. That's about the third one that's had 6, 7 football players, both his team and Lawrence Tech around him, and he's secured that ball, which everyone thinks is easy until you go out there and try it.
So we'll see what they bring out here on offense if we get some of the backups in. It does not look like it. Joshua Kolka still out there. Has his big Chris Mullen and Colin McPeak. Malachi Jackson as well. He's in the slot. They keep it on the ground. Another starter. Huge day for number 5. That's Drew Wheat, picking up just a couple of yards.
Next, you're a little surprised they don't have some more players in for St. Francis here. They did on defense. They had several new players in here just to get some reps at a good time when they can get them.
Drew Wheat, 19 carries, 172 yards. This one, play action, thrown to the tight end. That is Chris Mullen.
Tackle made by Darren Hawkins.
Junior from Chesterton had himself a day today.
It's a big target. Boy, can you pick him up easy.
6'4", 235. Hard to bring him down. They didn't do it this time until it was a first down. Handoff again. Wheat explodes through the hole. We do have a flag as he's crossed down to the 25. Looks like it's going to be a hold and come back, though.
Yeah, I think that was a little reach out on the cut, try and stop someone from getting over there, and 58 kind of knew it. He walked away going, I got caught. and thank goodness that we'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to take them back across into their own territory. Another explosive play, though, by Wheat. He's been impressive.
You can see it right there, just holding his pad and a reach out right there. Easy call, but you are right. He is one explosive runner. He puts a foot in the ground and goes.
So here they come again. The Cougars looking to pick those yards back up. Kolka dropped the ball, stayed with it, fired it to Mullen, but great defense there, and Mullen couldn't bring it in.
Darren Hawkins, great job. As soon as it hit his hands, he chopped down at it as they're taught. Ball's on the ground, 2nd down and 20. Excellent job making that play. A lot of new numbers out there for LTU as well.
Kavion Smith out there at corner. Redshirt freshman from Holly, the bottom of your screen. Kolka going back to the air. They come after him. He dumps it off. And it's a great pickup. Aiden Dennis from Bishop Lures.
Little slip screen out there. Get a couple big fellows out in front. Receivers blocking. Nice job. Pick up a chunk yardage right there. About 12 yards. Makes it 3rd down and 8. Out comes Mitchell. Start calling him the sack master if he keeps getting them week after week. You will use another one right here, buddy.
Still got the S&S boys in there at linebacker. Kolka going to the air. Has a man out there. He gets the first down and gets all the way to the 30. Malachi Jackson brings in his first catch of the day.
Malachi does a great move right there. I love to see receivers just stay outside by the skinny people. Don't run inside where those headhunters are coming from. Get upfield, good things happen, and it did for them there.
So St. Francis trying to run out the clock here, up 35-0. They go back on the ground. Drew Wheat, another pickup of 3 or so.
And Coach, you bring up a good point there, Ryan. I think probably what they are working on is that game where they're just on short passing, keep the run going, finish drive, finish the game, run the clock out, those kinds of things. That's probably what they're working on here with their starters still in.
This time, well, I'll tell you what, it's about time he made a mistake.
I'm telling you, but thank goodness for the turf monster.
Yeah,
finally comes up.
Old Mr. Wheat gets tackled by the 30 as we take
happens.
Another look at it. Man, that's about the only thing that slowed him down, unfortunately, today. Actually, it was the 32-yard line that brought him down.
Exactly. Good call.
That'll bring up 3rd and 10. Cougars are in business, though. They're at the 32. Kalk is going to throw it. They're coming after him. Man over the middle. That is Chris Mullen. He brings it in, and look where he's at. He is right at the line, but I think they're going to mark him just a couple of feet short.
They are, and I think they're going to try and hustle up here and go for something quick. A little wildcat again.
Big day for Mullen. His 3rd grab. And we are going to get a timeout. Lawrence Tech calling timeout, as you said, as they rushed up to the line.
Yeah, I like the strategy. I like the wildcat with their big guy. Mullen is a heck of a player. Obviously a great target in the passing game, but he's got some experience at quarterback, so catching the snap, 1, and 2 is a good runner. And then the 3rd option is they run that little jet motion. It was with Wheat earlier, maybe with another play here, maybe just go Q power at this point, but does a nice job of reading that as well. So you got some advantage with a guy who has multiple skills, and that's what we're seeing here.
And as you mentioned, it's a good teaching time. Get guys out there, work on some things they may need later in the season. It is 4th down. You're at the 22-yard line. You're not trying for a field goal. Think maybe, hey, are you running up the score? No, these guys are probably out here trying to work on some plays for later in the year. This is a playoff team from a year ago.
Absolutely. I'm sure that's what they're doing. And again, to run that clock down to minimum time left as much as possible, I think that's what they're working on here. So they go back to a normal set, little 10 personnel. I'm pretty sure Wheat's getting the ball.
3 receivers on the bottom. They are throwing, and they're throwing deep. And this one's going to be long. Malachi Jackson was the intended target. And that's going to be a turnover on downs. LTU takes over. They've got 6 minutes, 17 seconds to make something happen. We'll see if Corey Chavis, the sophomore redshirt from Alabama A&M, we'll see if he can march these guys down the field.
Sometimes you like to be wrong, right? Don't give it to Wheat. Don't get the first down. Overthrow it. Let's go back on the field offense. Let's go.
But as you said, that may be something they're working on for later in the season.
100%. Absolutely they are. Smart staff. Again, hire from within. Your offensive coordinator gets bumped up to head coach. Keep things consistent. Cohesiveness amongst the kids.
Jasonowski with it. Stays on his feet. Don't know how he did that. Great effort there, but nowhere to go.
Yeah, they again go side to side. Is extremely tough against this team. Be interesting to see if they play like a team that runs jet a lot, things of that nature, if they're able to run the same way. But boy, oh boy, when they give it to running back side to side, they are flowing really well.
Yeah, there has been nothing doing outside of Schuster breaking free a couple of times in the run game whatsoever. Chavis with the delayed handoff. This time they've got some room. That's the biggest run of the day by far. Jasonowski, stiff arm, stays on his feet, gets across midfield all the way down to the 45.
And absolutely love that ball. You'll see him secure this, what we call high and tight, all the points of your arm and chest area. He's going to get some pressure here. You'll see him secure that thing up top. Great job holding that football. There it is right there. Thank you, cameramen. Great job. I appreciate that. And secure football. Great run. Nice call, little draw play off a pass look.
By far the biggest run of the day for Lawrence Tech as they try to find the end zone for the first time and only time today. Get a little something going here before they head off the field with under 5 minutes to play. Chavis, though, has a guy coming after him. Stays on his feet, but here comes another. Spins out of that. Finally brought down, but you got to love the fight from the redshirt sophomore.
Absolutely got to love the fight. Coach is out there going, son, you made a great job. Throw the ball away. I'm telling you, you go through it with young guys. He's excited to make a play. You love the effort. You can see he's big and strong. There's one guy comes off him. He's going to have another guy come off him. Excellent job. Throw the ball out of bounds.
When you got over here by me, flip it over to me.
Flip it out. Absolutely right. And you know what? Great opportunity to learn that. And you got to have in-game play to have that happen because the game speed is way different than practice.
Brings up 2nd and long. This time he's throwing. Got a man, Brendan Ladd, senior from Walled Lake Northern, bringing in the grab.
Nice job picking up the yardage we lost. 3rd and 10. Again, get something positive here. Probably going to go for it on 4th down. Got to have a positive play.
On 3rd down. Got to get to the 37. Chavis going back to the air. Has a man, overthrows him, but it ended up in the hands of Ladd, who just could not bring in the tip drill.
It's kind of the story of the day. We missed early Jalen down the sideline when he dropped that one pass. Then they get the punt block and some chunk plays. We just have not done that here. And this could have been an opportunity like all should be wrong. Oh, it'll be a catch and a 1st down. He's trying to take that off just a little bit out of balance, which, of course, he got hit and pulled at and everything else, so you can understand it. Just kind of story of what's happened today.
Yeah, absolutely. Tipped once, tipped twice right in front of him, and Ladd couldn't bring it in. Good punt here. Once again, it's going to have to be brought in by Braun, and it's a fair catch.
I don't believe we've had one punt return against us. I'm not sure what his average is or anything, but boy, you love that sky high, somewhere around 30, 35-yard punt. 0 return yards. That really sets up a defense on a good point, especially when you get them inside the 15.
So we said it would be interesting to see what happens here. After the last drive, starters were still out there. They are not anymore. Garrett Yoon, number 2, now under center as he hands it off. So the Cougars just going to run out the clock. He's a grad student, 5'11", 182, Lawrenceburg, Indiana.
You know, sometimes the situation, why would ever starting linebackers? There's still Mitchell's in the game, our D-line. There's just not a lot of the players to go in. That's a tough one. That's the other thing that when you get decimated by injuries that happens, that's really tough.
Yeah, you've already got so many guys out with injury. Yep. You have to leave other guys out there risking injury.
Yep, that's exactly the point. Exactly, and nobody wants to, and yet it's what you have to do.
Yeah, you talked about the starters still being out there. Corey Pittman's out there. Carter Schmidt as well, last week's Player of the Week on defense. As they're just letting this clock kind of roll, now down to 2:20. They're going to throw it. Little short arm throw brought in, and that's going to be a 1st down. Big 4'6", Hunter Stroll brings it in, the junior from Fishers.
And again, at this level, people are wondering, you got to be kidding me. You know, you're winning the game by a lot of, why are you throwing the football? Well, as you know, the game is tough. That guy might be your starter some point, or someone has to come in and make big plays, so you have to have a few throws. And again, in-game is far different than in practice.
You get those guys reps, right?
Absolutely. So important. And if you got an opportunity to get them, and again, they're not putting the ball down the field deep with their younger guys. They're going to make sure that they get an opportunity to make a catch, positive, throw the ball to them, positive, keep them clean, positive. Something to show them in film also.
Well, all right. Apologize for that. But, you know, Coach, this is the first time these guys have probably had an opportunity to get into the game because, as we said, 1-1 on the year, a couple of tight games, lost 31-28, then beat Siena Heights 21-20. They were down huge in those games and had to come back in the 4th quarter. So they're finally getting their second-string guys, getting them some reps.
And I'll tell you what, it's nothing like getting a team together and everybody's on film to be coached.
How about
it's
this?
Phenomenal.
Bounce out to the outside. That was supposed to be a run straight up the gut. Just plinkoed off of him and then takes off. What a run there. And
Good
it's another
job by
first
Mr.
down.
Wallace bouncing that outside again, though. He's learned from an older running back. You press, make contact, then bounce out. It just sucks the defense inside, and he found room outside.
So the Cougars get the ball across the 40 now as the second stringers looking to run this thing out. Not this time, though.
Good
Wrapped
job,
up.
defensive pressure.
Corin Paulus getting in there. from Petoskey. Loss of yardage there, loss at 2. Kavion Smith, as we said, Corey Pittman still out there. Ralph Gaston as well.
I like Hawkins again. He came up there from the safety, made that play as he tried to bounce outside. It was excellent defensive play.
Yoon running the offense. They get back to the original line of scrimmage as we are inside 1 minute to go.
I'll tell you the other thing you get, and you can hear from the sidelines on both sidelines, they're cheering their guys on who don't get many reps to make plays, and it's really a great unifier on a football team. Those guys get in. They know they practice all week like everybody else does, so this is actually a treat for everybody.
Going back to the air. Flinged out there. Great hands on the grab. Aiden Dennis. And he fights his way across, and they move those sticks. And you know, Coach is going to love that one.
I'm telling you, you watch it. A guy doesn't get out there much. I'm going to make every ounce of my opportunity. That right there is a perfect example. No quit whatsoever on that run.
And this probably will be our final play of the game. Once again, it is Wallace. And that will do it. Second game of the year, second straight home game to start this 2025 campaign. Unfortunately, your Blue Devils come up short. It is 35-0. St. Francis comes into Southfield and wraps this up. Final thoughts, Coach, on this one?
Well, I can tell you what they're going to talk about a lot on the positive side is no one is out there giving up anything. They are giving all they've got. It's just tough to match people who are bigger and stronger and older than you are. Obviously, they'll have to clean up some things and continue coaching. That's the positive I take away. Also, the fact that we didn't turn the ball over but one time. We wanted ball security out of the quarterback. He threw one a little bit high very early in the game, so they turned that around. But they got to clean up that pocket. I mean, you got to. Schuster is a very, very talented quarterback. You get it clean, you'll have a chance for success.
Yeah, Schuster, 15 of 32, 159 yards, and that interception. The biggest play of the game came late. That one of those final drives there, Jasonowski, 32-yard rush. You have to like that. The biggest pickup of the day. Unfortunately, it is St. Francis, the Cougars, coming into Southfield and Blue Devil Stadium. They walk away with a 35-0 victory. We want to thank you so much for tuning in here. We will be back in 2 weeks with some more LTU football. For Coach Pop, I'm Ryan Slocum. We'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
Because every athlete deserves to be treated like a pro. Henry Ford Sports Medicine.
I told you could get happy hour every day from 1 to 8 p.m. at the Evergreen Bar in Southfield. And the new menu items are looking right. Okay, I see they got lamb chops now. You know you got to hit the shrimp with the lemon drip. Okay, Evergreen Bar done stepped it up. Cheers to that. And on Friday and Saturday nights, they got a nice karaoke vibe from 7 p.m. to midnight. Everything was tasting right, and the drinks was hitting extra strong. Make sure y'all pull up to Evergreen Bar and Grill in Southfield.
Meet the IHOP House Faves value menu. Everything's just $6. Like the Breakfast Faves combo. $6. French toast breakfast, $6. $6 for all this and all that. That's a lot of breakfast for $6. Weekdays at IHOP.
Detroit is my home. In Detroit, my first love came into my life. I bought my first car, my first home, where my firstborn entered the world. Can you see what I see? The future that is upon us? New generations will experience their own fabulous firsts. They will have their own stories, first memories to share.
If your workload requires strength and durability, Silverado from your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers will have your back, handling everything you need to bring your unique vision to life. When the job calls for the best, Silverado is the hard-working pickup that means business. Lease a 2025 Silverado Crew Cab LT for just $189 a month. Put it in D and see why Chevy drives the Motor City.